Texas Podcast Massacre contains spoilers and adult language. For more horror, visit us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com.
Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, coming to you from Houston, Texas. I'm your host, Mitch, and with me, as always, are my fellow J-pop idols, Nate.
No, I'm the real thing.
And Lisa.
Another year, and I'm still here.
It
Not
is
from the movie. Interesting. Interesting choice.
Yeah, we'll find out. Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, where each week we take a look at a different horror movie and debate a horror-related topic with our unsuspecting victim, who is usually someone we would not consider a horror fan. Nate, theme months are something that I think you and I really enjoy.
I love theme months.
Lisa, your thoughts on the theme months?
The theme months are usually good.
Usually good.
What an amount of surprise in your voice. Like, wait, are they good? Hold on.
They're all right. They're usually all right.
Well,
nice.
We're kicking off the new year right with our first theme month of 2022, and that is Japanuary. That's right. These are going to be horror films from the Rising Sun land. That's not how they call it.
The Rising Sun.
The land of the Rising Sun. I don't know.
It sounds like you're translating it directly from the Japanese. That's what it sounds like.
That's right. You know, they put their articles out. No, but yeah, so we have a few movies. Now, I know everyone is thinking, it's probably screaming at the radio, oh yes, Lisa's finally doing Ring. We're not doing that this month. I know what you're saying. It's also from Japan.
Wow.
Yeah, but we've got something else planned for those wonderful films. That's
the put your rings on it month.
So yes, can't wait to find out what month that is. I'm sure
if Lisa hates it, you got to put some rings on it.
We can't make that one. We can't make that one too obvious because then Lisa would know when to take off.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, she knows it. If she knows it's coming in like September,
I already did.
She's
Sadako versus Kayako or whatever. Isn't that enough?
No,
not even
not even
remotely close. No,
I mean,
so
I think The Ring is a wonderful meet cute story for both of us, Lisa. That's what I'm going to tell.
Meek.
That's what you like to say, huh?
Yeah,
that's when Mitch first really got into and started to love creepy wells. So that
we should have done our engagement pictures at a well.
Oh, that would have been so good. How many dead horses in the back? How many dead horses in the background?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard enough to find live horses around here, much less dead ones. So I don't know. I have to CGI them in, I guess. But that's not what we're talking about. We're gonna start off this month. So we have some great Japanese horror films, particularly, and we're spanning some decades. So we're gonna have a little something old, a little something new, and then a little something blue, because this month's, like I did there, I went from the engagement. This month's movie is Perfect Blue, the anime, not the horrendously bad live action film. Don't watch that.
It was not rated well, according to my research.
No, watch the anime. But yeah, so I mean, Nate, is this the first anime film we've done for the podcast?
That is correct.
I mean, outside of maybe Castlevania.
It was TV. It was TV.
All right, that's fair.
And we all universally hated it. So,
which is funny. We actually have people who like
rave reviews from most people. I did not care for it.
Maybe it got better. To be fair, we only watched like the first 4 episodes.
It was the first season. The first season was only like 4 episodes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was So yeah, maybe we just didn't give it a chance. We'll write that in our to go back list.
I'll never know because I'm not watching it. Life's too short. I'm not going back for that. That's over for me.
So welcome to the new year. Thanks for hanging out with us. Again, we're talking Perfect Blue, but before we do that, let's have a little debate question.
Bid our father, the Sea King, rise from the depths full foul in his fury. Black waves teeming with salt foam to smother this young mouth with pungent slime.
Lisa, I'm so sorry. I truly meant to change that drop before the
No, you didn't.
Wow.
Don't even.
I forgot.
I got lost in the mail.
I forgot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. Might as well keep it for the whole year. Perfect Blue is now this is a psychological thriller. It is an anime film, so I think we'll kind of talk about how effective some of the things they do in anime versus. I mean, you can obviously kind of think of some parts and kind of in your head wonder how would they have pulled that off near the same in a real film. I guess I'm curious though. Have y'all watched any sort of anime or cartoon live action adaptations that have done well? Or are there any other anime horror kind of related movies that y'all have seen?
I'm gonna let Lisa take this one. So
Wait, so what are you asking?
Well, I'm just asking. I mean, this is our first anime. Sure, that new year. We're trying to get in. I'm coming back from vacation. It's all right.
No, you're fine. It's on you. I just didn't understand the question.
So I'm asking. This is our first kind of anime film. Are there other anime horror films that you see that you?
Oh, horror films.
Yeah. What other?
Oh boy.
Other? I mean, no Kenshin here. No. All the
Well,
like the five weebs that listen to this are like, yeah, anime time.
Okay, fine. Not Kenshin, but I would say Samurai X is pretty dark.
Okay.
what is? I will know nothing.
Maybe what was the
Samurai
one?
X?
It's Kenshin, but it's like dark.
Yeah,
Like, do you even know
it's
what
like
I'm talking about, Nate? I don't.
Yeah, Nate, I've been trying to get you to. I've been barking up this tree trying to get you to watch the live action films.
Yes, they're on my list.
They're
list.
really good.
Yeah, Samurai X is good.
The only other thing I could think that might be considered horror is what's the one with Alucard?
Oh, let's see. There's
Castlevania.
Vampire Hunter D, which is very much a horror anime and very good. A terrible name for anything really. But it's about Dracula's like half son. He's half vampire son.
No,
but
that's
you're
not
thinking
it.
you're thinking Hellsing.
Yes, Hellsing.
Yep, also a good anime. That one's more of a series than a movie. So Vampire Hunter D.
Well, that's as close as to anime horror as you're gonna
it's
get
good.
from me.
It's good. I'm sorry. I'm trying to look. There's like 3 people listening where they're like, yes, I have all these in my. They're like Nate with their anime. So you're among at least one friend. I'm trying to for everyone else though. I'm trying to. That's an older one.
Yes.
Okay, I've looked it up. I've watched 2 anime things, probably ever.
Okay.
I love Japanese in real life films, so I got plenty of those.
No one asked for you to qualify. Just get with
I
the
know.
anime.
I'm just saying this is an area. I just want to qualify.
We have a whole month for this, Nate. You don't have to.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of stuff I have seen, but like the anime part, it's a huge blind spot for me. I started High School of the Dead. That is a horror show. I did not care for it. I watched 2 episodes and never watched it again. I did watch. Does Death Note count as a horror?
I'm gonna count it
show?
because I would have said that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, I forgot about Death Note. Yeah,
Death Note.
that's a good one.
Well, the first season is incredible, and then the second season, the first half is incredible, if I remember correctly. That was a good show. I don't think I've ever binged a show faster than that. That was incredible. Horror elements, demons, lots of murder, weird cat and mouse mind games from high school students. It's basically got everything. Lots of apples. Pretty good stuff in that one. So that highly recommend that one. I don't know if it's still on Netflix anymore. That one was real good.
Yeah.
That's it. I have nothing in this category.
Well,
I probably should know more.
That's all right. I will fill you in. This is where I get to.
What are
this
the
is
top
where
of, like,
I get to full on just nerd out.
Get those nerds! Nerds! What?
That's right. We're gonna
come
with
that
me.
one. Your setups. 2022 is starting with some really good Mitch setups. So
that's right. I got all
really
this
hitting
pent up.
those notes here.
We just giving back. All right. So look, there's one called Serial Experiments Lane, which is more of a sci-fi horror type of thing. It's actually apparently it's very much a foundational piece for The Matrix. It was actually an inspiration for a lot of things in The Matrix.
Okay, now you got my attention.
I got the box set for that one. That one's very old. That one's like
Serial what?
Experiments Lane. And it's real weird because like this is like pre-internet, like but it's very involved in the internet and all this. It's like in this movie when she's like trying to figure out how to go to a website and you're like, Jesus Christ. Like it's that kind of dated. That's sort of how this is, but it's got some very trippy things and very much a foundational piece for like The Matrix.
That sounds fantastic.
There's Boogie Pop Phantom, which is it was more kind of like an anthology horror thing. So it's like an individual
Boogie Pop Phantom.
Yeah, just kind of different like ghost stories. There's one very similar called Paranoia Agent. Had this really creepy kid on rollerblades with like a bent baseball bat that would whack the shit out of people. There's that.
You mean like a hockey stick?
No, like a baseball bat.
Oh, but it's bent.
Yeah, like it's like he's bashed in enough people that it's yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think. There's some other ones.
Now mostly. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anime mostly is not individual films. Way more series. Is that
a lot
correct?
more series? No, there's a good bit of movies as well, but certainly the series. There's a lot more series. At least certainly that are more popular.
I take it back. I've seen two Ghost in the Shell movies and Akira. Not horror though. Shit.
Sure.
So that's all I got.
Sure. Now, one that I think I know, Lisa, you've at least seen part of, and then you nope right the fuck out of it. Attack on Titan is another newer one.
Yeah, that's a big nope.
Now, Attack on Titan. So what the problem that I do have with some of the anime series that they get too like up their own ass about weird shit, like, then it becomes like a weird thing with bloodlines, or there's some like mystical magic, like it gets way far away from the original premise, particularly in the horror with anime. Because a lot of it is like someone has powers, and then someone has bigger powers, and it's always like up in the ante. A lot of times in a series. So Attack on Titan kind of has this, but Attack on Titan it's literally about humanity that's been terrorized by these like monstrous, like 12-foot tall, like nude people. Like they look like the old like.
Oh, is it like the weird tall people from that one scene in The Green Knight?
Yeah,
kind of.
Yes. But they run like drunk toddlers.
Oh, running. Okay.
Oh yeah,
run like toddlers.
They run like drunk toddlers. Like their heads are just like way too big, and their like arms are flailing while they run. Like I mean, thank God we're not doing this one on YouTube today. But it's okay.
I mean, that's interesting.
The first few seasons are straight nightmare fuel, because I mean they were just like straight, just like chomping people in half. And it's terrifying.
Interesting. Wow.
It's very much. I mean, it looks very similar to that old painting, the Goya painting of Saturn biting off, like eating his kids.
Can we stop talking about this? Can we move on?
This might be a trigger. There's gonna be a lot of trigger warnings in this particular episode for the subject matter of this one. Yeah. So those are some horror anime. There's like quite a bit. It just depends. I mean, anime is absolutely not everyone's. There's also like Tokyo Ghoul, which is another one of these. Is like first season's really good, and then it just sort of like, because it keeps have to keep up the ante every season. All right. I prefer the movies, but there's not as many. But there's those. I mean, far and away, Nate, I would say, I don't know how many of the live action remakes you've tried. I think all of us have tried to watch the Death Note that Netflix did with like American actors.
Oh, that was real bad.
Real bad. There is a live action Death Note that's good. That was made in Japan. Light Yagami, the main character, is actually the lead from Battle Royale.
That's right. You told me about this.
Yeah, and so it's 2 movies to cover the first season.
Okay, I like that.
So
that
it's still not quite as good as the anime, just because the anime just had so much better like pacing and all that. You know, they're trying to squeeze a lot more across 2 movies, but it's still good. But I mean, I think like even Perfect Blue, the live action is just objectively trash. And we'll get into kind of those reasons, but it's not good. And I would say most anime horror just does not translate very well to live action. This one could have. In fact, hell, this one kind of did. If you watch Black Swan, it's the same damn movie.
Well, it's not the same. It's similar.
It's very similar.
It's
Aronofsky ripped off the whole like bathtub scene for Requiem for a Dream, like literally shot for shot. Aronofsky loves this film. It's the only thing Darren Aronofsky and I will ever agree on because I'm not a fan of it.
Really?
No.
Oh, I like some of these movies. Okay.
Now, Lisa, any of those anime films or series would you watch?
I'm good.
They're good. Okay. Nate, any of those that appeal to you? It sound like Attack on Titan was maybe piquing some interest.
The one, I don't know. You described a couple that seemed good. So I'm gonna look at a couple of those. I don't know, a kid rollerblading, hitting people with a bat so many times the bat breaks sounds pretty cool.
Oh, there's there's Corpse Party.
Oh, those are video games. I know that. You got to throw in that book? Another one. What's that book that you really like with the spirals? Yeah, you got to throw out a reference to that. I know you love that very much.
Oh my god! Why is it not just called Spiral? What the hell is it called? Junji Ito's books. Oh my god, what's the name? There's Tomie, which is about this girl that like she keeps getting murdered, but there's always a new one that pops up, and like basically she drives everyone to madness, and they end up killing her. It's crazy. Oh my god, what is the other one? Hey. Uzumaki, yes. That's nightmare fuel. Lisa, that's more terrifying than anything else ever that I've ever.
Great.
What if you read that manga while watching The Ring?
Nope.
Maybe they cancel out. I
don't think that you're gonna read that and then be like, yeah, you can just take me, Sadako. That's cool. I'm ready. I don't want any of I don't want any of this.
Yeah. That's okay. That's something.
There's another one that I was reading too. That was, it was another one of these like rage zombie ones. But anyway, look, I think Lisa is already just like ready to nope out of here. So
about to give him my 2 weeks notice.
you gave us your 2 weeks notice 3 years ago, Lisa.
Yeah.
What about like a 2 decades notice?
Right. That's what I assumed it was. Well, look, before we get to this episode, again, as always, reach out to us at TexasPodcastMassacre@gmail.com, TXPodMassacre on Twitter, and Texas Podcast Massacre everywhere else. Give us a call. Ring in the new year with us. I'm never going to learn my own number because that's not a thing.
That would be way too easy.
That's another thing I do. Nate, I don't need to. I've never called myself. I'm never going to call our hotline number. I could though. What would I?
You tested it. You did call it. You called it once. We tested it.
Did I call it? Well, that was the only time, and I'll never do it again.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop this. If you want to call our number, 346-246-3143. Let us know which anime.
It wouldn't load.
I don't know.
It's just circling. There it goes. Thanks, Google.
If you're talking about the you and the drain in this conversation, the circling continues. It is a spiral. It is a spiral.
No.
Just like that.
Oh, God.
That book was sold out over Christmas time. I put it on my list and it's sold out. I did not
popular.
Get it. It sounds very I'm very interested in it. People are drawing spirals everywhere. I think I saw like someone with like a face get cut off or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, I think they did animate like Tomie, and I think they actually did make them into animes. So
well, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. If you want full nightmare fuel, have at it. There's plenty of others. Let us know. Let Nate know which ones he needs to watch.
I heard.
Do not let me know.
I heard that the nightmares are better if you read the book first. That's what I heard. I don't know. That's what they say, right? I don't know. Jeez. It's in stock now? Okay, well, I just added that to my cart.
Well, there you go. Here.
All right, there you go.
In our chat, I'm putting in the description for Serial Experiments Lane, Nate. So there you go.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh, Lane is spelled differently than I would have anticipated.
Lain. That's right. All right, there's a million of these, man. We should have. I got some catching up to do. With that said, let's get into this week's movie of the week, Perfect Blue.
Excuse me, who are you? Excuse me, who are you?
Mima was a pop star.
This is Mima's last performance with Cham.
Who desired to become an actress.
I really hope that I can entertain you just the same as an actress.
But sometimes aspirations can be deadly.
I'm always watching Mima's room.
In the world of make-believe.
This is when Mima proves herself.
The price of fame.
Don't worry, Mima, it'll be all right.
May not be worth the cost of identity.
Where did this come from? How do they know so much?
Innocence is lost. Dreams become nightmares. And privacy no longer exists. Where everything you do can be seen by everyone. And those you trust are really those you should fear. Your life no longer belongs to you.
Excuse me, who are you?
Manga Entertainment presents
5
Satoshi
seconds.
Kon's animated psychological thriller, Perfect Blue.
Excuse me, who are you?
Yeah.
That voice is intense. Holy crap.
Yeah. Now, I didn't watch
Wow.
this in English. I watched the Japanese. So there's that. Lisa, as our inspecting victim, what is Perfect Blue about? What's the elevator pitch for it?
It's about, I'm trying to think the best way to put it. It's about a young pop singer, aspiring actress who achieves her dreams, but at what cost?
Interesting.
Fair. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Now, this movie came out.
I was just gonna say career changes are hard. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's, you put in your 2 weeks and you're thinking like, hey, this is going to be great. And then next thing this shit happens. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Nate, what can you tell us about Perfect Blue?
Perfect Blue came out in 1997. So yeah, this is like very early internet. 1997 at film festivals, 1998 for the actual release in Japan. US didn't get till 1999. I'm assuming that's when Mr. Deep Voice got involved when they came out in the US. Tight 81 minutes. It's an 8 on IMDb, one of the higher movies we have ever done. So that is it's kind of surprising that it is so high. The taglines for this are: the color of illusion is perfect blue, and excuse me, who are you? That's one of my favorite.
I don't remember them saying that.
Time.
I don't remember them
Excuse
saying
me. It's in the trailer like 3 times. I don't know any of the actors or actresses in this movie. Mitch, I'm going to lean on you here. Any of these people very famous? It looks like the main actress who was Mima did Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh my god.
Evangelion and Evangelion 1.0 and
It's
one
kind of
One where a lady's jumping in a skirt and she has it looks like a tennis racket. Called Card Captor Sakura. Yeah, jeez. I cannot believe you knew that. So that is Junko Iwao.
Apologies.
That was so
we
bad.
don't.
Wow.
No, that was
Iwao. Close. Close. Got your way off.
My God.
So Perfect Blue is supposedly getting remade in the future. So, but with the same person writing it, and that's Satoshi Kon, the same person who did Paprika. Do you know that one, Mitch?
I'm aware of it. Yeah, I don't know. I've actually seen that one.
Have you heard of this? Tokyo Godfathers, Millennium Actress, etc. So did a little bit of a gap for some of this stuff, and now back from directing to now writing and helming the remake. So that will be interesting. Already getting remade now. That was 25 years ago. Jesus. So
we're always running out of ideas, Nate.
So there's that. Now there was a live action film that Mitch hated. This movie was originally supposed to be live action, but some of the people who were putting up money for the movie backed out and they made it anime instead because that's way cheaper. So that's quite a pivot. Quite a pivot in terms of
you wouldn't I don't know. I don't know why I wouldn't think that anime would be cheaper.
Maybe. I mean, it's easier to draw people than it is to get them all.
I guess
together,
that's a lot of artists
I don't know.
based on the production. I mean,
that's true.
It's not just one dude drawing this thing, I mean, it's a whole team.
Yoshikazu Takeuchi wrote the 1991 novel Perfect Blue: Complete Metamorphosis. That was what this is based off of. That sounds like an interesting book. I'm interested in that. That might go on the list. Kind of awesome. And then, Mitch already mentioned the famous bath scene. So I'm going to let you just go off on that. The movie premiered not in Japan, but in Canada somehow, not sure. The Fantasia Film Festival in Montreal, and is basically one of the most well-reviewed animes of all time. So it made $768,000 in the US and UK box office on a budget of only $830,000. So compare that with Japan and Asia, I'm sure it blew that away, which is why it's such a huge success. So there you go. This is a well-regarded movie, and I'm interested to hear Lisa's take on this. Do you think this is good? That I'm very interested to hear. Is this good to you?
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, Nate, you're looking at me watching this versus watching The Ring. It's
well, that's your comparison. That's your comparison.
No, it was good. I've been complaining to Mitch that I've been calling the endings of everything way too early lately.
Yeah.
And this was no exception. I called it really, really early.
I didn't call this.
I was like, Mitch,
interesting.
I was like, I already know who it is.
Well, I will say, I mean, yes, you did. I absolutely vouch for that. I will say, though, there was a point where you backed off it a little bit, though. It did make you question it. Because up until then, because I'd seen this years ago, and I've seen it multiple times, so I knew it was coming. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is a lot more telegraphed than I remember it being. But then there was a point where you were like questioning a lot of it. I was like, yeah, that's why I remember that part.
But I was still right.
I mean, I think this movie is so influential for a lot of things. That I think today it's a lot easier to call it out than I think it was back then. I mean, if you look up this movie, everyone talks about like the twist that no one sees coming, kind of deal. And you said you didn't see it, right?
I saw. Well, there's basically a double twist.
Yeah.
And I saw only one part of the double twist. So So I got 50. I got an F, 50% on the test. So I'm not going to count that.
Yeah, but yeah, no. At least I called it. I was going to like having to hide my face as she called it.
You got to throw out like red herrings. Like, nah, that's
I was like, oh, we'll see. I guess we'll find out. No, it's look. I'll go off on kind of what I think. I love this film. It's great. It's a great thriller. It's got, for an anime movie, I mean, it's got some pretty graphic, gory scenes. And I think what really works about this versus some other of the earlier anime horror films we kind of mentioned is just that it's so grounded in reality to the extent. I mean, it's very much, I mean, this thing's made in like 97, 98, and it could just as easily be about anything going on today. Like, it's still very prescient and very, timely.
Yeah, we're just better tech.
Yeah, exactly.
But similar type stuff. Yeah.
Agreed. But still kind of this focus on fame, on this focus on identity. I really like it. It's a really good psychological thriller. And it still works. So yeah, I'm very excited. I've been dying to have y'all watch this film. So I'm very excited to really hear y'all talk about it more. So
yeah,
Nate,
okay. Yeah, I liked it also. I would say that, look, I think everyone knows this about us at this point. I like a movie that's short and to the point. And this movie was that. It was good. It was didn't overstay its welcome. It kept you guessing. I mean, even if you guess the twist, like what's reality and what's not is still up in the air. Apparently that's one of this guy's calling cards for a lot of his movies, which again, I have not seen. But it sounds like that's kind of a common theme with this director. So even if you would guess, at least I'm guessing that some of the, like, just the minute to minute stuff happening was still like, oh shit, is that like what? Like, what is that?
Yeah, they did a good job of being very confusing. So
actually, it's almost like a triple twist. Oh my God, there's a triple twist. It's very twisty is the general idea. But yeah, I thought it was super twisty. It was super engaging. The beginning was weird. I will say that. I'm like, what?
Well, yeah. 5 minutes into it, after going back and forth, I turned to Mitch and I said, This is going to make sense at some point, right? And he's like, yeah, it'll be more clear.
Mitch just like punked us, and we're just watching like some like pop star, like Japanese K-pop anime thing, and that's the whole movie. Like, God, that would have been like you did a Rickrolled us. That'd have been incredible. But no, it does turn. It gets very dark. The problem with having kids is that when you have a movie that you're watching and you're watching it on like a screen, like a tablet, and then the volume's on and the back half of the movie is just the main character screaming half the time, it's really distracting to those around you. And basically she's just screaming for like minutes straight, multiple times in this movie. So that's just disturbing by itself. I think this movie is probably more classified as a thriller, but definitely horror elements and definitely disturbing things happening. So falls into the category, but yeah, it's all over the place. Starts weird, gets weirder. There's really catchy pop songs in the middle, and then it gets real dark, real fast, and then like quadruple like bobsled twists. It's got a lot going for it.
Can I just say, Nate? I mean, and Lisa, I mean, the opening song, which I believe is called "Angel of Love," is a banger. I mean, it as the kids say, it slaps, right?
Is it?
Hold on,
did a single lyric make sense?
Oh, none of it makes sense, and that's
it's like it's like a 1990s
like
Beck
be
song.
More aggressive.
Yeah, it is. Like, be more aggressive in your love for this song.
Who knows?
Something about doggy. I'm down. Like,
listeners, we're not on video tonight, and it's very, very sad we're not, because Mitch and Nate are both
we're
dancing.
Oh, don't tell me you weren't. Lisa's not on video. Lisa, you were jamming. You were rocking. Come on.
No,
Lisa. Oh man,
I didn't want to miss a minute of watching you guys.
You want to start the new year off just by lying straight up? Wow. Okay, that's one way. That's one way to start the year. Dang.
Louise.
Okay.
What happened to you, Lisa, that you could not find joy in that?
It was this podcast.
Seconds?
You just teed that up. I'm just gonna end it.
Oh my god.
No, but so I mean, look, she's going from being a pop star with a very creepy, overly creepy, all male fan base.
The whole fan base is the grossest people that have ever existed.
Yep.
So you got that. Now those people are all on Twitter. So at least she was saved from that in the current.
Now it's all Instagram now. Yeah, exactly. And then,
or Instagram.
Yeah, Nate only knows Twitter because that's the only one he wants to go on. He refuses to go anywhere.
I don't want to go on any of them, but the other ones absolutely not. It's Creep City. They know so much about her. She's just walking around and dudes are just like, hey you. It's like, Jesus, it was a little rough. I felt really bad for the main character, and then I continued to feel bad for her the entire movie. So
yeah, I mean, this movie is certainly watching her having to do things that she clearly doesn't want to do in order to become a star, because that's what all I mean. Yeah, it's a trope, but it also happens all the time. So it's kind of
why do you think Lisa does the podcast? I mean,
So
I feel like Mitch is gonna get stabbed with an ice pick in this one.
God. Yeah, I mean, so we can talk through a little bit of the characters. I mean, there's Mima, who's the main heroine, right? So she's the one that's deciding that now's the time for her to. She's always wanted to be a singer, but now there's an opportunity for her to be an actress, and she wants to. I guess she doesn't want to be. I guess that's maybe a small fault in this movie. I don't really understand her desire to want to be an actress because they just kind of throw you into it, right? Like, there's no it's not like she's kind of come out just. It's more just sort of like, well, that's just what you do. Is you go this route, right? So I think her sort of.
I guess they figured her popularity was getting big enough that
I guess
she could make more money that way.
Yeah, she's clearly the main person in Cham, which I mean, this is so perfect, like J-pop. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's like new kids on the back street and sync.
Change the color from white dresses to black in their baby metal, right? I mean, it's the same.
Yeah, but it's pop music instead of metal music. Downside.
Some would argue. Some would argue. But yes. Now there's her manager, Rumi, who is, who used to be a pop idol as well. So understands the industry, is trying to look out for her best interests and her image. Yeah. She has an agent who's trying to get her into the movie deals. Is trying to let's get her these parts. Oh, she's getting lines on this show, and she ends up getting on a police, like a procedural CSI-ish type of show.
Law and Order special.
Law and Order Tokyo, yeah.
Apparently on this one, jeez, that's rough.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really, a lot of this lead up is just sort of her just kind of naively going down this path of trying to become a movie star, doing the scene she thinks she has to, really trying to shed this image. And I think that's what I love about this movie is a lot of it is about image and not how you view yourself versus how others see you, and that big disconnect between. I think, yeah, I don't know what up until this the I was called the rape scene because that's what it is. I mean, any things that kind of stand out in sort of the build up to y'all. I mean, we got the creepy security guard dude who's like in love with her.
Yeah,
there's so many creepy people.
They did that dude dirty. They made him look like just like he looks like what's the dude's name from oh God, the movie with the kids and the pirates. Why am I blanking on it? Jesus, this is terrible.
Hook?
No, not Hook. That's a good one. But no. The Oh God, with the mutant dude, and he does the truffle
Master and Commander.
Master and Commander. God damn it!
Is that it? The Goonies?
Yes, the Goonies. What's the like the creepy dude looking name? What's his name?
Oh, I don't.
Nate, cut me off this hook. You were letting me dangle. You know who I'm talking about. What is the goddamn? Oh my God! Hold on.
Sloth,
you asshole. Yes, you knew who I was talking about for the last half hour. How dare you?
It feels like a half hour.
How dare you?
Lisa fell asleep. So
yes, Sloth. So yeah, Sloth. Yeah. I mean, they basically drew him like Sloth, which is like just dirty. He just did this dude like wrong. But yeah, like he's just like beating up like a gang of people throwing cans. It's
I don't know. I mean, well, so all right. So there's how many kills are in this movie, Mitch?
I think 4.
I'm trying to think. Is it?
I think there's 4.
What's the 4?
So okay, we're gonna get into them. So cool. So
let's get into it. Yeah. Well, yeah. This is our horror pitch, right? You got a serial murderer.
Yeah.
So you got that going for you. But
all right,
walk through.
Every time that she's done something that compromises her character and her image,
purportedly, not actually.
Well, someone sees that way. Maybe it's her. Maybe it's someone. That's the mystery, right?
Yes.
But something happens to him. So like the screenwriter that writes the rape scene, he gets. I mean, that's like the brutal. I think the worst murder in it is that one because you just see the elevator like open up and his like eyes are just missing.
Yeah, that was good.
Like that's the first death, and that one is like holy because it ramps up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is the photographer who convinced her to pose nude.
And then leaked the.
Oh no, they leaked it. I think he was. I mean, that was a legitimate like photo. Like I think those are the pictures he was going to put out. I don't think he leaked them.
No, I think he was. What? But they were. I thought they were leaked because like one of the magazines
I think he was part of the mag. No, I think it was part of the magazine. She just talked. She talked her into doing that, and then that's the pictures they used.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because they were all the newsstand being bought, and that's why the creepy sloth dude like bought up like a billion of them. No one else could have them.
Yeah, I saw that, but I thought it was like a tabloid magazine.
No. I think that was all part of like her.
Like when like some helicopter like flies over and sees like the queen of like the princess of England like on a topless beach from like a 30 miles away or something, zoom lens or something.
Nah, because they even mentioned like, oh yeah, he always talks them out of there. Like this photographer is like well known for that. So I think that was everyone's certainly complicit in her doing that and it being put out, not leaked.
Interesting. Okay.
Which is why he gets the retribution, right? Of he gets stabbed in the junk as he's getting just shanked. Like prison yard shanking.
So many times. He gets shanked through a glass door. That is impressive. I'm like, there's no way Mima could do that.
Let's see.
You got like tiny little bird arms. There's no way that was happening at all.
Let's see. So there's that. There's one guy gets like smashed in the face with a hammer. Oh man, and then there was one other one. Who am I thinking? Oh, the manager. It's not the manager, spoiler alert. Like the one like getting all the deals. Like the guy who's like working on them.
Her agent.
Yeah. He gets murdered. Because you see him laying on the ground. You don't see him. He's the only one you don't see get murdered. He's just laying there next to the dude that got like smashed with the hammer. Yeah, so 4 deaths.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Two of them were just 4 deaths
brutal.
in like somehow decreasing level of like shocking violence.
Yeah.
Like it's that elevator. Like truthfully, that elevator scene is perhaps one of the best like death scenes in really any movie I've seen. Right? I mean, being in that. I mean, okay, so. The screenwriter is walking from his car. He thinks he's being followed, right? Because if someone leaves some posting or whatever in his parking spot, right? As he's walking to the elevator, he's hearing the pop music playing, and doors open. There's a little boombox, right? Just like sitting there, little speaker just playing at him. Next thing you see the elevator open, and it's just him slumped over with his eyes like just full missing, like just like blood everywhere. Just holy hell! Like
this movie has so many stabbings.
Yeah,
there's so many stabbings happening in this movie. There's like a million non-lethal stabbings. It's like there's just everywhere.
No guns in Japan, Nate.
That's true. That makes sense. Like the stabbing app, like there's like an ice pick thing. There's an umbrella. There's just glass shards. Oh. There's everything. There's hammers. That's not really much of a stab, but there's a lot of exploding letters that cut people.
Oh yeah,
that was something. I mean, wow, they're really mixing it up in this one. I guess I hadn't thought about it that way. What do we think about the unreliable narrator part of this? So, like Lisa, so you said you called the ending, but were you sure what was like? How sure were you of what was real? There's definitely a scene, like maybe like 2/3 the way through, where it's like something happens, she wakes up. Something happens, she wakes up. You know, and
well, so let's just. I mean, there's no point in tiptoeing around it, right? There's stuff that makes you second guess. After one of the murders, she finds bloody clothes in her room, and she's kind of had like a nightmare that she did the murder. So that was confusing. Yeah. The other scene that's confusing is when she's, when she's got the bigger part in the movie, and they're like, I don't know if they were rehearsing the scene or what, but they're basically saying that she's got multiple personalities or whatever. Mm-hmm. Remember that part?
Yeah, it's her in the show. But yeah.
I thought at first they were using her name, but then it's in the show. I don't know. That part got really confusing too. But yeah, they do a good job of keeping, like Mitch said, I called the ending, but then at one point I was like, or maybe she's just insane. I don't know anymore.
That was the triple twist. At first you were like, oh, she's crazy. She made this whole thing up. But then that was the plot line for the TV show she was on, which was mimicked by the real life serial murderer. I was like, this is crazy. Her name was basically the same on the show. It was like so weird. Yeah, so weird. Is this like the first, is this like an early kind of like meta thing? Is that what this is? I watched.
I feel like Matrix, it is.
So it's really interesting. So we mentioned that this is based off a book called Perfect Blue. The book is very much more focused. It's actually much closer to a traditional slasher than this movie actually is.
Interesting.
It's really focused on and it's part of why the live action remake ends up not being as good, because it was a different person behind it than Satoshi Kon. And it's closer to the book, and because it plays like a slasher film. I mean, there's a lot more emphasis on that security guard stalker dude than this version did. So Satoshi Kon apparently got the original screenplay for this was written by the original author. Kon gets it, looks at it, and says, "I hate all of this. I'm gonna do it myself." And so he only had to keep like 3 things. One was that she was a pop star. One was that the security guard's a stalker. And then there was a third piece that I can't remember. But that's all he had to do. Everything else, though, is him. And so I think him changing his focus on... He changed the focus to Mima and her sort of psyche and the whole breakdown of this. And that's what makes this movie so good. If this had just been a straight slasher, I don't think we'd be talking about it right now. But yeah, that's sort of the metamorphosis of how this thing came to be, right? Yeah, I think
I did that. Yeah, metamorphosis.
That's right. You like that? I mean, her mental breakdown, like just all the scenes of her just how she copes with all these things she's basically having to do, and just disassociating herself, right? Because there's this image of her as the pop star. There's this image of her as this actress, and her trying to reconcile that. That's why you get like floating creepy Mima everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to my TED Talk.
Yeah. Yeah. So her mental state just absolutely deteriorates. So she's like basically having a psychotic episode throughout her acting time, right? She's in that rape scene that I'm acting, but like it's so traumatic. I mean, I'm basically traumatized from it, and I was just watching it happen while trying to shield my kid from looking at it.
Wow, that's good.
I know. It's like, right, what's that? Why is she screaming for so long? I'm like, Jesus, I gotta keep turning this thing. This kid's trying to like juke around.
So you gotta do on your phone with like the headphones on. Like, what?
And then he's like, "Is that a scary one?" And I'm like, Jesus. So not family friendly. I'll just say that right off the bat. Yeah, definitely. She's having like a psychotic break. It's really challenging. She basically leaves the familiarity of being like a B or C level pop star, right? And do off something new, and that's challenging. And then, there's a conspiracy essentially against her, or like there's a stalker.
Well, there's like a conspiracy. There's all kinds internet persona pretending to be her. And I mean, what's creepy about that to me is like, man, you go on Twitter, there's people who pretend to be people all the goddamn. It's creepy, man. Like how. There's fan fiction, and then there's like, I am Harry Potter.
Who's Matthew McConaughey married to? I'm just wondering who that Lisa's impersonating online.
Hey, what Lisa and I do with our private Twitter accounts is not our own business.
Oh my gosh!
Check out at Mitch Love Hewitt.
All right.
For the best content.
McConaughey podcast.
We have devolved into a weird.
That was.
I like this. Hold on.
Yeah. So
Mitch,
it's so good. I mean, I don't know.
Mitch Love Hewitt is available. I just want to let you know that
Mitchell Love Hewitt. I don't know. Weird. Yeah, there's a lot going on both in this conversation right now and in this movie in terms of just her mental state. Like, and I honestly, I mean, look, this is a very effective time of the what do you think's happening, right? Like it's purposefully confusing because you don't know it's real. There's the point where she's being attacked by Mamania, which is a terrible name. I don't know what that's one
of the worst names
I kept thinking it's like WrestleMania life. Because it's we're getting close to that time, Nate. And
yeah, wow, it comes earlier every year.
And I know, right? And after she whacks it with the hammer, she like looks and like everyone starts applauding. And I think at that point, Lisa, I think you were the one that were like, "What is happening? Did she dream that?" You remember?
It was very confusing.
Yeah, and I think it does so well because that's how it throws you off guard in terms of the surprise, right? And the twist, right? Because you really don't know. Is she doing this? Is it someone else? Was it this guy going wrong? Who is pretending to be her on this website on Netscape Navigator? Which
oh my gosh, that scene of her trying to teach her how to use the internet. Double click. Yes, double click it. Okay. And then she finally gets something to come up. She's like, I'm doing so good. That's the AOL generation right there.
Yeah. I didn't hear one dial tone once. So this is garbage.
Yeah. Why did they leave out the modem?
There's no dial tone.
Yeah. Put that in.
That's why this guy's doing a remake. Holy shit. Hold on a second. Is he like a George Lucas like re-release and just adding like sound effects and like weird like CGI dinosaurs? Because that would make this movie amazing. I'd be 100%.
So, and I think, I don't know if y'all caught this, right? But anytime that it's not like there's a white, like light behind Mima, that's when it's imaginary. That's when it's the hallucinations or illusions. And so, so like when she imagines herself going back to Cham, right? Because they're being successful without her, even more so, right? And she comes back and everyone's freaking out. That's not actually happening because you can see the little white halo around her. And that's kind of important for the ending, I think, which we'll talk about. Let's get into this twist. Lisa, you called it. You wanna tell everyone what happens?
She got Selena'd.
Oh, she did get Selena'd.
Oh, she did get Selena'd. Oh my God.
Bitty. Oh no.
Bitty stab.
Oh no.
Wow.
Lisa,
I knew from the get-go.
When you mentioned
Selena, from the get-go, it was the
Did you watch
J-Lo or whatever?
Did you watch J-Lo Selena right before? Because that is actually an incredible double feature. If you were to watch Selena in this back-to-back, that is incredible.
What's hilarious? They're
both from 1997. Holy shit!
Actually, this came out.
Oh my God!
This happened before. Selena was murdered in 95. So this happened a few years before.
No, well, both movies came out in 97 originally. Though.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Wow, that is.
Some people. I mean, there's people who do think that this somehow inspired Perfect Blue to something. They even mentioned like the Yolanda, whatever her name is, like looks like. Rumi.
Oh my!
If you look at a picture of her next to Rumi, it's fairly similar. I don't know how true any of that is, but I mean, I'm literally looking at a Perfect Blue website that literally has a whole section about Selena on it, Lisa, and that's what I was like,
Lisa, this could be the most astute commentary we've ever had on the podcast. I think this could be. This is like a top 5 comment that ever made.
Thank you.
T's and P's to our Corpus Christi listeners out there.
Yeah, my mind is just blown right now. God, this whole movie, Selena.
Yeah.
Was Selena psychologically tortured? Hold on. Was she like she was going through some life changes, getting famous? Did she like think like her alter ego was like, well, that in Texas, so she got killed by a gun, obviously. But it's basically the same thing. Wow, that's incredible.
Blew your mind, didn't I?
That is incredible. Yeah. Well,
people outside of Texas are like, "What are you talking about?"
I can't. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth saying anything else.
Famous everywhere.
He was famous everywhere.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So it is her manager Rumi who is now parading and pretending to be her. Who has her own snap. You know, I think she's living vicariously through her as the pop star, right? Reliving that glory. And then when she sees her throwing that image away to become this other thing, she can't handle it and snaps and creates this Mima persona of her, the pop star. She's the one like working the website and all that. So it's so many layers and so good.
Also, I'm sorry. You get a website that basically has your entire life on it day to day. And you sit there and go, oh, I wonder who this could be. Maybe the only person I've told all my secrets to.
Yeah. She's very naive, right? I mean, she's real naive.
Yes, very.
So, yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I guess to some degree, you know, if that's like you've been with this manager forever, you trust them, you know, you think they have your best interest at heart. I mean, I could see how you may not wouldn't be. So we're just Lisa, we're all just trusting you so much now too because of this podcast. Like you just assume that like if Nate and I are like, hey, you want to go do something fun? You're just like, nope. I know it's terrible. I know. Yeah. Like you know, but that's because you don't think we have your best interest at heart. And I think that's not untrue, but it's when it comes to horror movies, but you know, it is what it is. So then we have this fight scene, and then let's talk about this ending. So Mima almost gets run over by a truck because she thinks it's the lights and virtual Mima, and she thinks it's the crowd, and then actual Mima knocks her out of the way, and the ambulance comes. And Rumi is in an insane asylum, and Mima is there. So, Nate, what did you think of this ending scene?
Yeah, the ending is. I mean, okay. I think one of the creepy, and why this movie is 1,000% a horror movie. the way that the imagined, pop star version of Mima is just like skipping and floating along like the roof and and like during the chase, and the way it's just like wee, like jumping is so unsettling.
Yeah.
It's probably the most horror-filled part of the movie. It's just this chase. She's running for her whole life. She's just running so fast, and this thing's just like bouncing gleefully behind her. And that whole, I would say, creepy schoolgirly kind of outfit thing or whatever that her pop star thing was, that was deeply unsettling. Yep. I mean, there's a lot of things take place there, but that part was probably the creepiest for me of the whole movie. I don't know. That was just me. I don't know. Something about it was just so unnatural that I was just like, oh, I don't like this. I think I could be in trouble with some of these anime things, Mitch. If I don't like that, I could be in for a rough ride on some of these.
It's some different imagery. All right. I mean, there's some stuff that's unsettling. But this more so, I think, for this end scene. Lisa, what'd you think about this ending?
I thought it was good. I liked the very, very end of it when she's looking in the mirror. She's like, nope, I'm real. Like, I thought it was a clever way to end it. Just, going back and forth. Is this real? Is it not?
And what do you think?
It's definitely I mean, I think she's real. I'm not going to Inception this movie. I'm not going to did the spinning top fall. Okay.
Well, it is what it is, baby.
No. She's real. It's fine.
If you remember, if I may, every time you see virtual Mima, she's got
this
the
white.
This has
been Texas Podcast Massacre. If
she's got the white glowing light behind her, and when you look in the rearview mirror, it's that same like white glow behind her in the rearview mirror, and she says, "I'm real." Look, I think it's that. Again, a commentary on image, right? But Nate, what do you think? What do you think before I jump into my treatise here on my dissertation on the id and ego? What do you think? Are you gonna Inception this too, or are you with Lisa like, nah, she's good. Let's just happy ending, roll credits.
Yeah, she's good. Happy ending. I say, well, not happy ending. She learned. Look, she was unsure of herself. She was basically like a kid, right? Getting put into this pop star kind of cookie cutter role. She went off on her own. It was challenging and disappointing and disturbing at times. And then there was a lot of disappointment, and then she powered through it and apparently acted well in her first major-ish role, right? She acted well. They said she did a good job. And then there was a stalker and a stalker, and then a conspiracy stalker. And then she got stabbed a couple times and then survived. And then she became a Leonardo DiCaprio level actress. So like Meryl Streep, Jennifer Lawrence level actress, apparently, because she's so famous. They're like, oh, that can't be her. It's got to be someone else who looks like her, because why would she be here? It's a sane asylum, and she goes and checks on the lady, and saving her life was a pretty ballsy move. That lady was like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. You got me. I stabbed myself going for a wig on huge glass shard. One of the worst cell phones I've ever seen in a movie ever. And then she dives and saves her in front of an impending truck. I thought it was a happy ending. I thought, she's definitely been changed by the whole process, and she came out a more mature, resilient person. And now Mitch is going to just destroy all that. Yeah. And I gotta say this before you get into it for like 30 minutes. One of the greatest ending lines of all time, I think, in a movie. Like, the ending line was just perfect.
Oh, I'm real.
Yeah, it was very
perfect. Perfect blue. It was perfect. It was solid. Okay, go ahead, Mitch.
All right. To be fair, no. So
she's been dead the whole time. Oh my god.
No. I do think it's a happy-ish ending. I mean, I think my interpretation of it has always sort of been, when she sees Rumi, right? Rumi is still stuck in that false reality, right? All she sees is herself. She doesn't see Rumi anymore. She sees, virtual Mima, right?
Well, she's like obsessing on like over herself, like online, which is what a lot of people do. Not even celebrities, just in general. Like they're online all the time, responding to everything, like obsessing over what people think about things, right? So this is
so she's stuck in that identity, right? That's not real. Mima, in a sense, yes, it's saying I'm real. You do see that light in the back, but it is behind her, right? So there's this idea that it's not as prevalent. Like when you see virtual Mima, it's like that white is everywhere. Like it's all encompassing.
Yeah.
This is sort of, it's kind of behind her, but not like fully taking over. So I mean, there's still that little bit of a disassociation of how she sees herself now, what she's gone through and what she's become as this actress now, because that's where she is now. Now she's an actress. Now, you hear them kind of freak out when they're like, there's no way she would, Mima would actually be here, right? It must be just some lookalike, right?
Yeah, exactly.
She has made it through that metamorphosis. And now she still has that same sort of disconnect of her image versus what's reality, because, again, there's a lot of things you could read out of this. I think some of it being around just being in media, and right? None of us can imagine being a movie star, like a big time movie star celebrity, right? Like those realities are not like anything matching what any of us normal folk do on a daily basis, right?
No.
That's why it's always so like ridiculous when they're like, oh yeah, Kanye bought 5 Jaguars today. Yeah, sure. I mean, it doesn't make any, I don't know.
There is a podcast called Mitch's Room. I just want to let you know this, that exists.
No, Nate, it's our Mitch the Twitch channel.
If you go to @MitchRoom on Instagram,
I'm checking this out now.
Apparently, it's poker based. Oh my God, are you a poker star? This I could actually see. This, you need to get like the really reflective glasses and just sit and just like someone says call and you just sit still for like 3 to 4 minutes.
Wait, you want me to wear the reflective glasses that show call, like my cards in my hand?
No, they reflect this way. You don't look down. Jesus Christ, amateur hour here. Never mind, that's not you.
Yeah, that's not me. Oh goodness. Anything else you want to say about this movie? All right, if not,
nope.
It's good. It's good.
It's 82 minutes. We talked about it.
Well, then you're right, Lisa. Let's get into the final cut.
Final cut.
Oh my goodness! Wait.
I'm sorry, guys. This was a classic episode that should have been on video, because Mitch is over here miming the final cut to drop.
Well, look. So
hey, hold on. Play that song again.
Goodness.
Can you play that song again, real quick?
You mean this banger? Mitch and Nate Dance Party 2022, baby.
I need to start the new year off right.
You can find us at Mitch and Nate's room.
If you're not cranking out 25-year-old fake pop songs, Japanese pop songs at the beginning of the year, what are you even doing?
Can we just have that blasting next time we play Halo with the boys?
That would be incredible. Just go on, put on like the full mic and just like everyone is just like dropping off your team over and over again.
We've had some video camera issues. I'm trying to get a replacement, so we'll hopefully start having our YouTube stuff back. So I apologize, everyone's missing out on the show. Lisa's not, and that's really, Lisa, that's our New Year's gift to you, was all of this. Who wants to go first on this final cut? Who wants to jump in?
I'll go first. Nate. This, like that song, this movie is a bit of a banger. I would say it's good. It's good. This is a good ass movie. Now, I feel like I've watched like the best movie. Not the best movie, but one of the better anime movies now. So like the bar is so high. I feel like I might have started too well. So I'm going to go 8 out of 10.
Wow.
8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 prancing chase scenes. That chase scene, I might dream about that tonight. I mean, that's gonna suck.
I wouldn't recommend that.
It was just like, wee, like I'm gonna murder you. Yeah. Like I hated it. I wish the video really would have helped with the bouncing thing. That was creepy as shit. Yeah, wow. I mean, imagine getting chased and a murderer trying to murder you, and then imagine getting chased and a murderer trying to murder you, and then you're having a psychotic break at the same time. Like that just sounds like the absolute worst scenario ever. So Jesus. So yeah, 8 out of 10. Incredible. Best ending line I probably ever heard. Redeems some of the weirdness of the beginning. It was very good. So I cannot believe I'm praising a movie that Mitch picked. That was a weird J-pop star anime movie, and yet it was very good. So worth the ratings on IMDb. Very good.
It's a great start to Japanuary. Lisa, would you like to go next, or you want me to go?
You go.
Okay. That's fair. So look, I've made it pretty clear. I'm not a big fan of Darren Aronofsky. There's only one film of his that I haven't watched.
This is a vendetta podcast.
Which might be of interest, which is The Wrestler. I have not seen that yet. I'm interested in going, but I've heard it's also very sad. So I don't know if I want to watch it.
It's absolutely very
sad.
But
one thing I can agree on with him, he loved this film. So much so that he
ripped it off twice.
Well, not even that. He bought the rights to it. He bought the American rights.
He didn't. There was a contractual issue, and he actually never bought it.
Oh, we know. Okay.
He was negotiating, but never did. So he basically ripped it off without even getting the rights.
The source I had that he actually did, that it went through.
No, they were in negotiations, but the director of the movie said that due to some stipulations that were never resolved, he actually never purchased it. Well, but he was in talks to purchase it.
Bad news for our intern, because they're fired, because that's kind of fact checking we need worked out before we get to the episode.
Just jettison Lisa's cousin. Wow, that's harsh.
No, but regardless, he did rip it off. So obviously there's the back.
He ripped it off twice.
Yes. 2
times. But 2 movies he ripped it off.
But I mean, one is just he ripped off a scene. And that's you know.
Okay. Yeah.
But Black Swan is straight up. It's the main character is named Nina instead of Mima. Her life becomes the thing she's doing in the same way that Mima's life very much is double bind. Like if you watch what they're talking about, double bind, it's the same story. Bad. Nina's life also becomes what's the story of Swan Lake. It's a woman suffering from dissociative personality disorder. The only difference is that where in this sense there was in fact another person driving that was also going through a similar emotional breakdown. Nina is in her own breakdown. She's the one that's doing this. But even her interactions with what's her face? Blanking.
Wait,
Ashton Kutcher's wife. No, Black Swan.
Mila Kunis.
Sorry, thank you.
I was about to say Mima
Kunis. Yeah, that's what I was like. That's not right. No, but even that, right? I mean, it's that same. That's the virtual Mima, right? It's the same sort of use thing. I mean, it is a straight up. Only the ending is slightly is kind of changed.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. I think this movie's better. I think this movie's better than Black Swan. And it was around for a lot longer. And I'm giving this, guys.
Yeah.
I'm giving this 10 out
my God.
10.
Wow.
I'm giving it 10 out of 10 of this, Nate.
Wow.
Went too far back, but we're going to go. 10 out of 10 Mitch and Nate dance parties. What? God, it's so good. So good. I don't even care that we're going to get slapped with a copyright
Is that
thing.
on Spotify? Because I might start some trouble in my family if I start cranking that all the time.
Oh my gosh.
We'll find it. It's called Angel
I'll
of
double
Love.
check.
Yeah,
I'll double check. Yeah, I'll double check.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I'll take that copyright infringement slap for playing that for as many times we have. Look, it's a great, fantastic film. It's so good. I think one of the reviews was of if Alfred Hitchcock and Walt Disney made a made an animated film. Like, that works for me. Lisa, bring us home. What do you got for Perfect Blue?
It was good. It was short. It was not The Ring. So there's some points right there.
Every movie can't be ranked against The Ring. I mean,
why not?
Hey, well, it's like saying like you didn't punch me in the face, you like punched me in the shoulder.
Hey, every movie's trying to chase the perfection that is The Ring. I get it.
Oh,
we already did the perfection.
Oh God, that movie. Anyway,
I liked it. It was good. They kept you guessing. I don't even know what I was gonna say. I would say, Mitch's face. I would say probably a 7 out of 10.
Okay, that's good. That's high.
It was solid
for Lisa. I gotta run the numbers.
To be fair, that's a high Lisa score.
That's like a top 80 percentile movie for Lisa. I mean, come on,
it was good.
easily.
Yeah.
Agree. No, that's.
Would I watch it again? I gotta run
some analytics on all these scores. I'm like very intrigued. I bet the ones I rank the highest are the ones that are everyone else ranks the lowest. Like that seems like that. It could be the trend. 7, 8, and 10. Mitch vindicated in his choice.
I love it. I'm glad, and we've got some great movies coming up in Japanuary. So this is just a start. We've got some great ones coming up. But Nate, take us home with a little music. Nate, where can they find us? Got all in the shoulders. It's all in the shoulders.
Did Cardigans rip this off, or did this rip off Cardigans? I feel like it's very close. No one gets these references. I'm sorry, we're old. If you want to check out us old people, check us out at TX Pod Massacre on Twitter, Texas Podcast Massacre, everyone else. I'm not Mitch, so I know the phone number.
Excuse me, who are you? Excuse me, who are you?
I know the phone number to our voicemail hotline. It is 346-246-3143. Let us know what you think about J-pop dance songs and anime, and I'm wondering how many horror anime fans there are in our listener base. I'm wondering. Maybe people are going to come out of the woodwork. I have no clue. I am not one of them. I have some on my list, so I'm excited. I just bought that book. You want to catch us in the rest of Japanuary? Stay tuned next week for Mitch. I don't believe you've seen this. One Cut of the Dead.
I have none. I've heard great things.
It is great. It is on Shudder, and highly recommend watching it. Lisa, I'm going to go on a limb and say you will like this movie. So you could like two movies in a row. Have you ever like 2 movies in a row? Oh my God. I don't even know. Maybe once, maybe twice, but I think this is going to be in that category. So stay tuned for next week. Should be a good one.
Can't wait. Cannot wait. It's such a great month. From all of us here at Texas Podcast Massacre, thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, leave those 5-star reviews. If we get a 5-star review, Nate and I will full on karaoke Angel of Love.
I thought you were going to say we're full on. I thought we were going to like full on make out or something. Please.
No, Jesus. I want people to give us good reviews, not tank us.
I don't know. God. We're not doing it on YouTube.
Yeah, that's a Patreon request.
Jesus
you
Christ.
Find me at Mitch the Witch at Twitch, and we'll work on that.
I don't even care at this point.
Mitch the Witch on Twitch will kiss. And no, I'm going to throw out there, let us know what movies you want to see in all formats. Human Centipede 3 on the list for 2022.
Who wants to see that when you could see Mitch and Nate dance to Angel of Love and possibly do Japanese karaoke?
I don't know.
We've got you doing Hungarian karaoke. I mean, what's the difference?
I know some Hungarian.
Well, you'll learn Japanese. It's not a. You'll be fine. We'll figure this out together, Nate.
I'll be fine.
You'll
okay.
be fine.
Well,
You'll be fine.
If you say so, then
by the end of this month, Nate, you're going to be a fluent speaker. I hope you're watching these in the original language and subtitles. Did you watch?
I did. Well, I don't watch things dubbed.
Right, that's just not a thing. And you're going to be in great shape by the end of the month. Hell, I think one of the words is doggy, something at the beginning. I don't know, but it sounds right.
Is it doggy or doki?
You know what? We'll find out together, Nate. It's gonna be a fun month.
I apologize to all the people who speak Japanese. We're terrible. We're trying, but we're terrible.
Yeah.
I don't think Lisa's even trying, but that might be a net positive compared to what we're doing. So
the only thing Lisa wants to see from Japan right now is Disney World Tokyo. That's
yep.
Yeah, that's.
Wait, how are we not doing? I might have to add another week into Japanuary to do a Godzilla movie because I watched so many from the last year.
Maybe we have.
I watched every Godzilla. I watched the first 20 years of Godzilla movies. I'd say at least 3 times each over the last year and a half. So.
Well, that's a record. We'll see. Maybe we have a bonus episode. But for now, from all of us here at Texas Podcast Massacre, thank you so much for tuning in, and just keep telling yourself it's only a movie. Good night.